So let me tell everyone what they have done in their rightful professional positions. You've taken your personal positions without having knowledge of what an empath is. Everyone that I ask along the way either knows or they don't know or is one themselves. Just because you have an emotion and a good heart does not mean that you're an empath. Just because you do good things towards other people does not mean that you're an empath. That's not the way being a person like myself is. You guys think that you have got me studied, right? Because you know the little tweaks and twerks of all different types of these mental things that you're talking about that everyone has. Mental disruptions, mental this, mental that. A lot of it is chemical induced. If it's not chemical induced, then lay the claims on the environment that you live in. And then if that isn't enough, think of all of the other chemicals and poisons you are subjected to on a daily basis. And you tell me whether or not you have mental health illness or if you're just physically sick. My guess is that we're all just physically sick, since we're all in this line of dying right now. We're all going through the dying process. The older you get, the closer you are to death. There have been survivors from the old world into the new world every time Jehovah destroyed something. I don't want to sell myself short and be destroyed with a world that had no compassion to move it the right direction to offer me a better life than where I came from. So for me, it's forward staying. You don't have to stay with me, stay around me, talk to me, none of it. You don't have to choose to do that. This is what I am doing with me. You see, I need protection not because I am afraid. The problem is that I'm not afraid. The protection is to assure other people that I am protected because they're afraid of what they think that I'm doing or what I might be subjecting myself to. See, I'm on the opposite end of things. I don't want people to falsely accuse me of anything. Even if I do something wrong, I don't want that to be a false charge. And if you have to put me under a microscope and watch me to see what I'm doing, you are not helping me. You are doing a disservice for me because of who I am. Simply knowing that I'm being watched puts me into stress. Knowing that I'm being taken care of is one thing, but being watched is something completely different. And so when I talk about needing protection, I need protection from being watched. And if that ever made any sense in the world, people say, oh, well, no, it's bad to spend too much time to yourself. You know, you get lost in your thoughts. You don't want to spend too much time. Anytime that you can take time to spend by yourself, do that. Do that, please, because even Jesus even gave himself that much. Even Jesus gave himself that much. If I'm slacking on chores, if I'm appearing lazy because, I've done smoked some weed and it makes me feel lazy. Oh, well, you know, Renee, you're just having the same type of effects on things that everybody else is having on those same type of effects. Really? Because you're in my body now. And you know exactly what's going on inside of me. Because you're listening, right? That's how you know what's going on exactly inside of me, because you're listening. Okay. You listened on that day, but did I say anything about what's going on with me today? I might have given you tidbits, something, and I might have even thrown you off about things that are truly bothering me. How it all applies to something greater. But you all don't listen to those things. You have one system that wants to set you up, and you have another system that wants to watch you because they want to protect you. Then protection is protection. Number one, it's way overdue. Way too far overdue to even emulate itself as being protection at this point. Which is why I always go back to check my work, and why I end up back in the places where I am at. I've got people I'm checking on. And then other people will say, oh, no, we're checking on your people. Well, you people like to do other things that I would never do towards my friends and families. And so now I've got to protect them against you doing that to them too. See, there's a lot of protecting going on because not everybody is good in these systems. There are good people in the systems, but the systems themselves aren't good. And people can turn a blind eye with a drop of a dime. I've seen it happen so many times, and it's happened to me multiple times. I'm worth money to someone. I'm actually worth money to someone. Think of it. Anyway, I need protection against being overwatched. Can anybody eradicate that? Because I'm trying to, and there's just places where I just want to go, and I know that I'm alone, but see, I know cameras, and I know when people are talking my conversation back to me, and I know which people I'm running into that I've seen before. You guys keep thinking that this is a game of cat and mouse. It's not a game of cat and mouse. This is my life. If you are ever concerned about someone suffering in this head, have you ever watched The Green Mile? The man wanted to die, just to shut his mind off. You know, not that what people think as black magic is black magic, right? It was a symbolization of the things that were going on with this individual. If you want to call it mental illness, I call it life. Mental illness is something serious, true enough. We've got plenty of examples of it. But there are just some other things that are taking place because the system is an ugly, ugly, deplorable, disgusting system to me. And I pray that Jehovah comes quickly and destroys it. I hope that I am not on the tail end of that destruction. Jehovah sees me so fit not to be, that I am where I need to be when that happens, since I have spent so much time not spending enough time. I can't say that I've neglected Jehovah or my studies. It's in my heart. But yes, there is so much more to learn. Absolutely, I must. So that's what tomorrow will hold. I have an appointment for a day, but I'm going to need that time in order to be able to do some other things before I get there. So I'm gonna have to see about a later situation for a meeting on Sunday, because I have other responsibilities to take care of before I get there. I have duties that have been neglected. Other people have been there supporting and been able to pick up the pieces where I have absolutely just left them because of me and this me of who I am. I'm not coming to give anybody anything other than the message of truth and what people might see as me leaning on my own understanding. How do you know whose understanding I am leaning on? You're comparing it with the scriptures. What else am I supposed to do? Lean on my own understanding, right? Without a choice to make choices of good and bad. It's very, very simple. Stop trying to complicate my life and simplify your own.